SAISD Familia, on June 20th of this year, the Board of Trustees made a significant decision that set us on a path towards a brighter future. They requested the administration conduct a comprehensive right-sizing study of our school district, all in the pursuit of ensuring that we are delivering the best possible education to our students and serving our communities to the fullest. Today, I will share with you the results of that study, but also the journey that brought us to this pivotal moment. The board made its resolution informed by two long-term trends. The first was declining enrollment due to a combination of decreasing birth rates and a lack of housing affordable to families with school-aged children. The second was the reluctance to reduce the number of schools as enrollment declined. As a result, San Antonio ISD currently operates a higher number of buildings per student compared with similar school districts across the region and even across the country. The board was deeply concerned about the consequence of these two trends, which resulted in a growing and unintended inequitable distribution of our resources among our students. This inequity extended far beyond financial matters. It also affected our human resources and, most importantly, the quality of education we can provide to our students. These challenges served as the background for initiating the right-sizing study, highlighting the need to reevaluate and optimize our district resources in light of changing demographics and the evolving needs of our students. The board's resolution called on me and my team to take 5 specific steps before arriving at a final recommendation. First, to develop a decision-making framework that will guide our analysis and decisions. 2, share the framework with our school staff and community, seeking their valuable feedback and suggestions for improvement. Third, to make an initial recommendation for right-sizing that use the revised right-sizing framework. Next, to present the initial recommendation to the school staff and community, once again inviting their input and collaboration. And finally, to prepare a final recommendation that incorporated feedback and insights from the engagement process. Since the board's resolution was passed, we have rigorously and purposefully followed through on the board's direction. We should all be grateful for the unwavering dedication our staff put into this effort. They have given their hearts and souls to this important work. Immediately after the resolution passed, we began developing a draft right-sizing framework. This framework is the tool we would employ to assess facility use in all of our schools. Modeled after tools used by other school districts, our framework not only considers statistical facts of our schools, but also the unique contextual factors that define them and the values we cherish as a school district familia. In August, once the right-sizing framework was drafted, we spread out across our neighborhoods, hosting 14 meetings to gather invaluable feedback. Based on this feedback, we revised the right-sizing framework and then apply it to develop our initial right-sizing recommendation. We presented to the board on September 18 and then immediately embarked on a second phase of community engagement. The second round involved 23 additional neighborhood meetings located mainly at the affected schools. In addition to these neighborhood meetings, we held numerous other meetings with various stakeholders, including neighborhood associations, faith-based groups, the San Antonio Alliance, and the Schools Our Students Deserve Coalition, as well as state, county, and local elected officials, the Growth and Development Committee, and the many other superintendent advisory committees and councils, and the Always Learning Children's Cabinet. In total, We spent 146 days, which amounts to nearly 5 months, developing, presenting, discussing, and deliberating over our recommendation. The neighborhood meetings alone drew more than 3,200 sign-in participants, 61% of whom identify as community and 33% of whom identify as school staff. We also extended several meetings through Zoom, attracting another 595 unique viewers. During the second phase, we collected questions through a back channel technology, allowing participants to write down thoughts rather than offer them directly to the room. Through that method, we gathered and answered more than 450 more questions. We recorded every meeting, collected and answered every question, and posted it all on the Rightsizing website, creating a rich record of the entire process and serving as a vital source of information that informed our deliberations. This community engagement led to a thorough reevaluation of our recommendations, including some substantial adjustments to our initial proposal, as you will see shortly. It is essential to emphasize that these modifications are firmly grounded in the established framework, ensuring that our decisions align with the established criteria and priorities. By highlighting these many conversations and engagements, we underscore the collaborative nature of this right-sizing study and the genuine commitment to incorporate the concerns and hopes of our students, school staff, and community as we finalize it. We hope that the community understands that while closing school is a difficult decision, it is absolutely necessary for the academic and financial sustainability of our district. We must prioritize what is best for our students in the long term over our immediate desires. This journey is not just about numbers and budget. It's about creating a more equitable, inclusive, and thriving educational environment for all our students. Together, we can shape a brighter future for our district and the young minds that we are privileged to nurture. In preparing our final recommendation, we reconsider each proposal offered in our initial recommendation. We evaluated them using the right-sizing framework, taking into account feedback and changes proposed during the community conversation. Each proposal was then subjected to one of four choices. It was either withdrawn from the final recommendation, withdrawn and modify, or sustain without changes. The final recommendation includes 2 withdrawn proposals, 2 withdrawn and modified proposals, 7 modified proposals, and 14 sustained proposals. Let's begin with the 2 withdrawn scenarios where we remove schools from the list of proposed closures. Collins Garden Elementary School will remain open. Although there were several schools with significant amounts of unused space in the area surrounding Collins Garden, we acknowledge that Collins Garden was the elementary school with the highest enrollment recommended for right-sizing. We also took into account that more neighborhood students are choosing to enroll at Collins Garden than those who are choosing school outside their neighborhood, and to allow space for a growing immigrant population in that community. As such, Collins Garden reflects its importance in the community. We initially believed that the highway posed a significant inconvenience and barrier for our families. However, during the community meeting, we discovered that the railroad tracks were actually considered a more hazardous obstacle. By choosing to keep Collins Garden open, the district remains committed to carrying out bond-funded facility renovations for this historic building. While this investment is substantial, it might not be of a scale that can entirely transform the structure into a modern 21st century campus. However, We have received feedback from the community indicating their understanding and acceptance of this situation. Pershing Elementary School will remain open. Although Pershing met 2 of the 3 primary criteria, we withdrew its proposal for 2 interrelated reasons. First, because the Sam Houston High School feeder pattern has experienced the highest rates of enrollment decline, the initial recommendation proposed a proportionally larger number of closures in that region. Upon further consideration, we decided to keep Pershing open to minimize further disinvestment in a neighborhood already grappling with challenges and to allow space for a growing immigrant population in that community. In addition, keeping Pershing open would have less impact on other right-sizing scenarios in the neighborhood. By not closing Pershing, the district will continue operating 3 small elementary schools in the neighborhood: Cameron, Washington, and Pershing. The next 2 scenarios were withdrawn and resulted in modifications of the current conditions at the schools. These changes have been made with the belief that they will result in more effective use of facilities as well as promoting a more equitable distribution of resources for our students. Ogden Elementary School will remain open and co-locate with Rodriguez Montessori Elementary School. Its facility has been recently renovated. Following suggestion of our community meetings, we determined that it will make more effective use of the space to co-locate another school in the same building. We chose Rodriguez because it's experiencing growth, maintains a waiting list, and primarily serves students from across the district through our choice program. In Ogden, Rodriguez will continue to offer the west side of San Antonio and Montessori choice that embrace the community's rich dual language heritage. Riverside Park Elementary School will remain open and receive students from Green Elementary School. This decision was based on 2 fundamental reasons. First, by closing Riverside Park and sending their students to Japhet, we would have made the newly redesigned Japhet Elementary School over 900 students, a number that would have approached or exceeded the school's design capacity and made it the largest elementary school in San Antonio ISD. This substantially larger enrollment would have compounded traffic problems already experienced at the school. Second, by welcoming the students from Green, we bring a larger student body to Riverside Park. This solution was proposed by school staff and families at community meetings who urge us to take into account that the 2 schools have a history of collaboration on academic, student, and family services. In addition, Green Elementary School will close and send students to Riverside Park in the school year 2024-2025. As we reconsider Green, we recognize that the school had the smallest enrollment of San Antonio ISD's elementary schools, making it the most expensive elementary school in the district to operate on a per-pupil basis. Sending its students to Riverside Park will help increase enrollment at Riverside Park, which is also under-enrolled, creating operating efficiencies and offering families and students in both communities more robust academic programs. This recommendation also takes into consideration the history of collaboration between the 2 schools. Finally, Bonham Academy, a school with a waiting list and where the campus is overcrowded, will expand by using the Green facility, allowing them to address family demand for that school. Students from the Green neighborhood will be given enrollment priority at Bonham Academy. Let's move on to the remaining modified scenarios. In the next 7 cases, we're making specific changes to our initial proposals. In developing these changes, we rely on the right-sizing framework, as well as specific suggestions offered at neighborhood meetings by families, community members, or school staff. Baskin Elementary School will not proceed with the initial recommendation for closure in the school year 2024-2025. During the Baskin neighborhood meeting, parents and school staff voiced concerns about housing students in portable classroom spaces at Maverick while waiting for the completion of expanded classroom facility at Maverick. In response to these concerns, we suggest postponing the closure until the proposed expansion wing at Maverick is fully completed, which is expected to take at least 2 years. The next 3 modified scenarios will focus on the neighborhood supported by Martin Luther King Academy. As a result of enrollment increases due to this set of right-sizing decisions, the district will be able to maximize bond investment into a fully renovated 21st century school facility at the Martin Luther King campus. While the renovations at MLK are exciting, they will move faster if there are no students on site during construction. In the interest of giving students the opportunity to move into the new facility as soon as possible, current MLK students will be temporarily housed at the Gates campus. Carroll Early Childhood Center will remain open until bond-funded renovation at MLK is complete, at which point it will close and its students will transition to the new MLK facility. Gates Elementary School will close and send its students to MLK in the school year 2024-2025. MLK, including students from Gates, will be temporarily housed at the Gates facility in the school year 2024-2025 and remain in that facility until the bond-funded renovation of the new MLK campus is finalized. Miller Elementary School will close and send students to their respective attendance area at either MLK at Gates or Smith in 2024-2025. Considering that MLK will now offer a dual language program, bilingual students attending Miller from the MLK, Gates, and Hirsch attendance area will now have the opportunity to continue their education with a vibrant dual language program at the MLK school, which will be temporarily housed at the Gates campus. These students will transition to the new MLK building once the construction project is successfully completed. Foster Elementary School will close in 2024-2025 and send its students to Schenck, Ball, and Highland Hills Elementary Schools. During the 2024-25 school year, Schenck will undergo bond-funded renovations. While these renovations are in progress, Schenck will temporarily move to the Foster building and accommodate the students assigned to Schenck from Foster. Once the construction is successfully completed, Schenck students will then transition to the newly reconstructed Schenck building. The Highland Park Elementary School will close and send students to Japhet and Highland Hills in 2024-2025 school year. Highland Hills and Japhet are more recently updated facility, and more families are choosing those schools compared to Highland Park. Steele Montessori Academy will relocate in 2024-25 to a facility to be determined after further community engagement, particularly in light of the decision to now keep Riverside Park open. In the course of community engagement, we learned that educators and community at Steele were open to relocating at campuses other than Riverside Park. It also allows the Steele community to consider their facility option as they decide on a suitable location that can accommodate families on their waiting list. In addition, we also reconsider each of the following 14 proposals and sustain them, keeping them the same. We will close our 4 early childhood centers to offer families early childhood services at their neighborhood elementary schools. Further review of enrollment data taught us that our students in our early childhood centers were less likely to continue with neighborhood elementary school option than students who attended early childhood and kindergarten at their home school. This means that Tynan, Knox, and Nelson Early Childhood Center will close next year, the school year 2024-2025. It also means the Gonzalez Early Childhood Center will merge with Twain Dual Language Academy in 2024-2025, allowing Twain to expand its enrollment in its early grades. And as described previously, Carroll Early Childhood Center will close when the facility renovation at MLK is complete. By relocating our early childhood education services in our neighborhood elementary schools, we will be better able to offer all our youngest students a more full continuum of service and a seamless educational experience from an earlier age. Beacon Hill Academy and Cotton Academy will merge next year, the school year 2024-25, forming a single pre-K academy under a single administration. By combining, the 2 smaller schools will see a substantial increase in academic program staff and resources, enabling them to improve services to students and family, especially for students in the middle years programs. In reconsidering this proposal, we took into account a wide range of alternatives, but none could better accommodate the middle year students from both schools. Neighboring middle years option, Rogers Academy, Woodland Academy, and Mark Twain Dual Language Academy, are limited and already fully enrolled. Douglas Elementary School will close and send students to Herff Elementary School in 2024-2025 school year. Douglas, one of the district's smallest elementary schools, met all 3 primary criteria. It is under-enrolled and enrollment has been declining. In addition, it is an underused, very small facility and has among the highest elementary costs per pupil in the district. Given their close proximity and low and declining enrollment, Douglas and Herff are likely partners for a school consolidation. Herff is a larger facility on a larger campus, making Herff the better of the 2 campuses to grow. Because of its unique legacy in San Antonio's education history, the district is committed to repurposing the Douglas space in a manner dedicated to honor and commemorate the rich African American educational heritage in the city of San Antonio. Forbes Elementary School will close and send students to Highland Hills and Ball Elementary Schools in 2024-2025. Forbes meets all 3 primary criteria. It is among the lowest enrolled, most underused facility, and most expensive elementary school in the district. In addition, Forbes has one of the highest rate of families choosing to leave to attend other schools in the district. The receiving school, Highland Hill, will receive major renovation and an addition under Bond 2020. The Forbes student body is small enough to move into Highland Hill even when the construction project is underway. Hubbard's Elementary School will close and send students to Fenwick Academy and Woodland Hills Elementary School in 2024-2025. Hubbard's meets 2 of 3 primary criteria. It has low enrollment that declined significantly since 2018, and it is an underused facility. Woodland Hills and Fenwick Academy are more suitable to receive students from Hubbard's because they have more robust enrollment and facility use. Both also offer International Baccalaureate instructional programming, which is currently offered at Hubbard's. so students will be able to continue that experience without interruption. Students who do not wish to continue with the IB program may go to Madison Elementary. Javits Academy will be redesigned, becoming a pre-K to 5 in 2024-2025. Its middle year students will move to Hotwell Middle School next year in 2024-2025. This recommendation will allow better use of the recently renovated Javits facility, which is better suited for elementary grade students and to provide enhanced academic offerings for middle year students in grades 6 to 8. It will also create space for students from Highland Park. Lowell Middle School will close and send students to Kelly Academy at Lowell in the school year 2024-2025. Both Lowell and Kelly are relatively small, under-enrolled schools. Kelly meets two of the primary criterion with low enrollment and exceeding the average cost per pupil. However, it is a small facility, and other elementary school within 3 miles will be well enrolled if other right-sizing recommendations are approved. Lowell meets all 3 primary criteria. The Lowell facility, however, is larger and better suited to become a pre-K 8 academy that serves the neighborhood. To accommodate all of Kelly younger students, Lowell will require some updates. In the interim, younger students can be accommodated at the Kelly facility. Given the neighborhood school aspect of both Kelly and Lowell and the lack of any geographic barriers in the neighborhood, the consolidation of Lowell into Kelly is practical and a viable recommendation. Lamar Elementary School will close and move to Hawthorne Academy in 2024-2025. Despite Lamar experiencing a slight increase of 19 students this year, its current enrollment of 316 falls short of the 350 student threshold. Moreover, historical waitlist data for Lamar reveals significantly lower demand compared to other highly sought-out choice schools. Over the past 5 years, the yearly average number of students on Lamar's waitlist has been 42, a figure significantly lower than those for other schools, such as 888 at ALA, 366 at Bonham, 226 at Rodriguez, 419 at Steele, and 415 at Twain. Additionally, Lamar's enrollment is small and constrained by its facility, making it one of the most expensive elementary schools in San Antonio ISD on a per-pupil basis. The planned bond projects are primarily focused on common spaces such as the cafeteria and auditorium and will not increase the building capacity. If these conditions are allowed to persist, Lamar is at risk of remaining one of the most disproportionately costly elementary schools in our district for the foreseeable future. In addition, only 1/3 of the school population comes from the neighborhood. Storm Elementary School will close and send students to Barclay Reese and Sarah King in 2024-2025. Storm meets 2 primary criteria. It has low enrollment and underused the facility. Families are choicing out of Storm at a higher rate than other schools in the region. The Storm facility is also in less desirable condition than either of the campuses that will receive Storm Elementary students. This decision will increase Sarah King and Barclay Reese enrollment to levels the school experienced in the mid-2010s. We recognize that at community meetings, families and staff at Storm propose partnering with Ogden, another school in the Si Se Puede partnership. Nonetheless, it is important to know that the distance to Ogden exceeds the 2-mile radius criteria outlined in our framework. However, parents interested in enrolling their students at Ogden can take advantage of our transfer policy and will be given priority. Washington Elementary School will be redesigned, making it a pre-K 5 like the district's other elementary schools. This unique configuration had many disadvantages, the most important being diminished academic program offerings for sixth graders, a critical year in a student academics journey, and creating a challenging transition into seventh grade. Calumet High School will co-locate with another school to be determined after community input. This will maximize the utilization of the state-of-the-art school facility located on the growing Brooks development. If approved, our proposal will result in a major transformation of our great school district. From the moment that the Board of Trustees passed its resolution to the presentation of this final recommendation, we all understood the gravity of the work. We have reached back to this district proud past with the hope of making a positive difference for our future. One where our schools, our staff, our families, and our students are more likely to thrive. We are glad that we spent as much time as we did in a dialogue with our community as we prepared this final recommendation. We learned many, many things, and we have incorporated some of it into our work. Above all, we learned how much the community cares about and loves their schools and the people who work in them. Our schools touch the lives of thousands, not just the students and staff, but families and neighbors, and ultimately our well-being as a community. That is why the changes we propose to our schools are met with powerful emotions, anger or hope, sadness or contentment. As we navigate these forward, let us all keep this in mind. Every decision we make is driven by a shared commitment to a brighter future for our students, families, and the entire community. While change can sometimes be challenging, it is also an opportunity for growth, improvement, and progress. These shifts in our educational journey are not just about closing doors, but opening new ones. They represent the chance to create more equitable, efficient, and responsive learning environments for our students. Together, we're building a foundation for the dreams and aspirations of our next generation.